Okay, I'm going to keep this really simple here. Plus, we're going to do a tiny repair because people have been asking what has gone wrong with this bike after, I've had it for basically a year now. I've put 8,000 kilometers on it, just coming up on there. So what's gone wrong with the bike? What are the issues? And let's say there's 100 things that could go wrong with the motorcycle. And I'm going to say one thing has gone wrong. Is it serious? No. And you're going to laugh because if you've been following my videos, I've taken this bike through everything. Pretty rough trails, like, where your fillings are going to fall out. I've done a lot of driving on it. So 8,000 kilometers in a year, basically. So, is it squeaking or things falling apart? No. Everything's all good. So the only thing that has happened, which I noticed recently, is this turn signal light is a little bit loose. And that's it. Everything else is good. I mean, I've done my oil changes, kept up on whatever maintenance. So what we're going to do, I'll show you how to tighten this up. And in the process too, I'm going to show you how to take off this cowling, or whatever you want to call it, this piece of plastic around the headlight. Which, for other purposes, to replace the headlight, you could, same idea. At least you can, know how to take this off. But all we're going to do today is tighten this up. And that's all that's gone wrong with this bike. I mean, I've gone down on this bike 2 times on the right side, sitting on the bike, as you can tell from the scrapes here. But nothing happened, nothing was damaged. So, yeah. Okay, so let's get at her. I'll show you how to fix this up. This little loose light, the big deal. Okay, to get at the signal light, it's super easy. I was surprised myself, and all you need is an Allen key. Find the right one that fits in here. And I kind of like pre-loosen these because I already went through everything just to see how hard it was. So this one I loosened. We'll take this out. Okay, I have it out. And then this unit just kind of like slides off. Just pull it up a little bit. So pull it up, straight up, then rotate it out. Now you have access to the light and everything. If you had to replace the light, everything's here. Light adjustment, like the tilting. I don't know if it's on camera. You can adjust the tilt of the light right there. And then if you have to replace it, there's a couple of bolts here. Take those out. But anyways, so easy. So what we have access to, was it this one? No, that one's good. So there are little rubber caps, and this one is off a bit. I should try to get that back on. This is the one that's loose, right here. And it has a rubber cap that goes over the nut. So I'm going to go get a wrench, and we're going to just tighten this up a little bit, and it'll all be good. Okay, hang on. What just happened here, off camera, I tried to use a wrench on there, and actually it was very difficult to get a wrench in here, even with this stuff removed. So I'm using I'm using a pair of needle nose pliers, and I'm just sort of being careful. I mean, you don't want to mess up the nut on the here, but just look at it, make sure it's lined up with the other one, make sure it's pointing properly. If you get some pliers in there, my wrench did not seem to fit in there, and just start tightening it up. Just press really hard and make sure you don't round anything off. And now I'm just going to look again. It looks like it's pretty straight. Yep. So that's all it takes. It's all tight now, like it was jiggling, and you could rotate it before. So it's probably good. Oh, I should show you the trick to putting the cowling back on. So underneath there's 2 little kind of like grommet things, I guess you would call them, or whatever attachment points. But what you need to do, so the edge here, you need to first slide that up underneath each signal light. So you're going in at an angle. It's like you kind of like have to hook them onto the signal lights. And then look underneath down here. Those little 2 pins will fit into some grommets. And you can feel it pressed down nice. And then it really is just a matter of putting these little bolts back in. But I don't know if this is necessary because everything on this bike seems to stay in place. But I have this a little bit of Loctite. I'll put a tiny bit on there, just like a little dab. Put it on each one. And that's all I'm going to use. I mean, I don't know. I have a little mini bike thing, like a whatever, some off-market thing. Everything falls out of that thing, but nothing has fallen out of the XT. But we're going to put a little bit of Loctite on there. And, I mean, they've made these things so well. Everything just lines up. So we'll get that going. That's started. And I'll get the other side in. Just works so perfect. I mean, they've done such a good job on these bikes. And then we're just going to tighten them up a tiny bit with that Allen wrench. So yeah, don't get crazy with it. Let's put it in there. Make sure you use the right size. You don't want to mess these things up. So it's kind of like tight now, and then you're just going to give it a little jab there. Same on the other side. It's tightened up by hand. Always start by hand. Give it a little tighten. And yeah, it's good to go. Such an easy thing to do. I was worried there were things underneath I had to undo, and gee whiz, oh, I didn't realize this. I'm going to have to get this on camera. So we can see sort of looking straight on. So on each side, right here, there's also a little tab. And this tab, right now it's sitting out from the fender. And it has a little notch in there, so you have to just sort of grab it, push it, and it locks into place. Do that on the other side, and you're good to go. I mean, it's awesome. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and I do all kinds of things to this bike, so please follow. Click the notifications. Give me a thumbs up. Okay.